following is a sponsored program that's sponsored by Tarleton State University. Discover what it means to be a Texan. The Ranch Radio, the sound of Texas.
On this edition of Fort Worth Today TV, in Tarrant Terrain, we learn about one of the first lines of defense when it comes to crowd control when we meet the Fort Worth Police Mounted Patrol. Next, in Destination Fort Worth, we explore the 120-acre campus, including more than 2,500 species of plants in the Botanical Gardens. Then, in Inside the Arts, we discover why the Modern Art Museum is the gateway to the Cultural District and one of the most popular and visited museums in the world. Before joining Trey Chapman in the kitchen at Fred's Texas Cafe to sample the world-famous Fred's Burger. And finally, in After Dark, Erin Wilde goes to one of the best spots anywhere for live jazz, the Legendary SCAT Lounge. All on this edition of Fort Worth Today TV.
Up next, Tarrant Terrain, brought to you by Tarleton State University. Discover what it means to be a Texan.
The Fort Worth Mounted Patrol Unit is a group of men and women who ride horseback each and every day throughout the city, primarily the stockyards, downtown, and other community events. We can also do other things that officers in patrol cars can't do, such as getting into rough terrain area, into wooded areas. Primarily, we'll do preventative patrol, just being high visibility, but we also do community events. We will be at schools doing demos for kids on career day. We may be at a community festival, 4th of July, or any other event that we can ride around and be seen and prevent crime. So in the 1970s, the Mounted Patrol was first established, and it was established as a volunteer program where an officer, if they had a horse, a trailer, tack, and the ability to transport the horse to different locations, could actually go ride in the stockyards area. They had to maintain the financial end of it. There was no budget for it, so it was solely a volunteer and using your own horse and equipment. In 1987, Chief Wyndham formalized the Mounted Patrol Unit and actually established what it is today, currently, with dedicated officers and a dedicated supervisor. Currently in the Mounted Patrol Unit, we have 15 horses, most of which are quarter horses, and that's where we try to stay with, is mostly quarter horses, but we do have we have one that is thoroughbred, we have some appendix horses, and we even have a Percheron quarter horse mix. This facility is state-of-the-art. It has accommodations for 26 horses. Each horse has a 12 by 12 stall with a 50-foot run, which most centers do not have that kind of freedom for the horses on a regular basis while they're stalled. We have a very large arena that's covered we're able to train in, and we can bring others in. We can hold community events here. We actually have a community room inside of our facility for the citizens to use. We also have 2 pastures where we can allow the horses to graze, all which sets on 10 acres total. What I love most about my position in the Mounted Patrol Unit is the fact that I've got great people that care not only about the police job, but they actually care about the facility and the horses. For me, the most satisfying thing when we engage with the community is the reactions and the looks on their faces. I've been a police officer for 27 years, and you don't always get that ability, but every day it's that way in Mounted Patrol. The Mounted Patrol is important to Fort Worth because it brings back the heritage of where the West began, which is a slogan of the city, and it brings back 1873 all the way up to now in 2022. The Fort Worth Mounted Patrol Unit is often considered the face of the Fort Worth Police Department. Since we have so many visitors that come to town from other states and even other countries, they really enjoy taking photos with us, putting us on Facebook, and see us on horseback and kind of capture some of that Western heritage that everybody imagines Fort Worth is about.
Getting a degree at Tarleton State University doesn't mean going it alone. You're family from the moment you arrive, with faculty and staff dedicated to your success and personal growth. Explore more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degree options in Stephenville, Fort Worth, Waco, Midlothian, Rellis Bryan, and online. Scholarships are available. Discover what it means to be a Texan. Visit tarleton.edu/become a Texan.
Blazing a trail from the heart of Fort Worth beats a radio station as unique and original as the city itself. The sound of Texas, 95.9 The Ranch. Our kind of music, our kind of people, our kind of city. From Fort Worth, for Fort Worth. Listen anywhere in the world on the 95.9 Ranch app, online smart devices or computers, and on 95.9 FM. The sound of Texas.
Fort Worth Today TV is what Fort Worth is all about, taking the good and making it better, marrying cowboys and culture, making Fort Worth and Tarrant County the best the city and region has to offer. Watch every Saturday at 5 p.m. on KTVT CBS 11 and KTXA 21. Tune into Tarrant County's premier lifestyle and entertainment TV show that puts the funk in Funkytown. Brought to you by Tarleton State University and 95.9 The Ranch. Scan the QR code and check out all the cool content at FortWorthTodayTV.com.
We are out here in our South Victory Plaza with the man that we turn to whenever we want to know what food is the best in the state of Texas. That is Trey Chapman of Trey'sChowdown.com.
Best breakfast spots in North Texas with Trey's Chowdown.
So food expert Trey Chapman.
Texans know beef, and if you're looking for the best steak in town, we called in the food expert Trey Chapman.
The Fort Worth Botanic Garden is the oldest botanic garden in Texas. It is 120 acres in size, and recently combining it with the Botanical Research Institute of Texas, it now makes it one of the largest botanic gardens in the U.S. Fort Worth Botanic Garden is a destination, I think, for a number of reasons. First and foremost, the long history of this garden. It is the oldest garden in Texas, and so multiple generations have been here, have created emotional souvenirs that they've taken away with them. And so that deep history makes it a destination worth seeing. We are part of the Cultural District. We're adjacent to Trinity Park on the other side of University, right next to the Will Rogers Memorial Complex and near Dickey's Arena. So we really are near the art museums, and we think of ourselves as being in the heart of the Cultural District. From an environmental perspective, think of the Botanic Garden as a green sponge. It is in the middle of an urban environment. We know about the sort of heat island effect of all of the concrete and asphalt around us. This is a place of quiet, a place of nature. This is a place where Earth can kind of give an exhaling breath, and we can be a part of that as we experience the garden. If you come to the Fort Worth Botanic Garden, plan on spending about an hour to an hour and a half. You're going to enter in the Moncrief Garden Center. You'll meet staff, grab a map, sort of get yourself oriented, and then the first garden you experience is the Fuller Garden. From there, you're going to move through, have the option to move through Woodland Garden, over to the Rose Garden. You can move into the Tinsley Garden, which is a beautiful sort of native plant garden. Of course, the Japanese Garden, where I'm standing today. This garden will celebrate 50 years in just another couple of years here. Why this is one of the most beautiful Japanese gardens in the country has to do with its history, its design, and what people will see when they come here. It is complex, it is beautiful, it is old, and it has a feel that is very reminiscent of gardens that you would see in Japan. I think the future is very exciting and very bright for the Fort Worth Botanic Garden. We're adding new programming, we're growing the gardens. Our newest addition will be a family garden as well as improvements to some of the key areas of the garden, including the Japanese garden and rose garden. Programming continues to increase. We're bringing Lightscape, international sellout sensation, to Fort Worth this holiday season. We've added things like dog days, so visitors who have four-legged friends are certainly welcome to participate in what we have to offer. The Botanic Garden is critically important to Fort Worth, not only for its environmental impact, but for its role as a cultural destination. I think it's critically important to Fort Worth because it allows us to gather as a community outdoors in a safe environment. We know in a post-COVID world that outdoor cultural institutions are seeing increased visitation, and we know that that will be sustained, and we very much want to be able to provide that to our community.
One of the city's most treasured possessions, the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, is a leader in collecting, showing, and interpreting art from the 1940s to the present. Situated in the heart of the Cultural District, the creative center of the city, the Modern is an elegant concrete, glass, and steel building designed by renowned Japanese architect Tadao Ando. In addition to 53,000 square feet of soaring, light-filled gallery space and landscape grounds with outdoor sculptures, the museum features a reflecting pond, theater, education center, gift shop, and cafe, creating a thriving hub for our community and beyond.
Right now we're at the top of the staircase at the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. We call these the Grand Stairs. When you walk up the staircase, you usually see a very iconic work like the one behind me, like Amy Sherrill, to introduce visitors to a new exhibition or part of our permanent collection. Also, the barrel vaults here in the Grand Staircase faces the Kimball because our architect, Tadao Ando, he revered Louis Kahn, who built the Kimball. And so this barrel vault is a subtle homage to the Kimball and Louis Kahn.
In this museum, as you're walking through, you never know what you're going to get when you turn a corner. We're walking into a double-high gallery with majestic space, with Andy Warhol, Ed Ruscha, Takashi Murakami, some of the most important works in our collection. It's just amazing. And we're standing here in one of our pavilions on the reflecting pond, and this is one of our sculptures by Wengechi Mutu. It's a majestic woman with a beautiful patina, and it is absolutely amazing, and you can't miss it. There really are jaw-dropping moments at every corner. Here we have a sculpture by Martin Purrier called Ladder for Booker T. Washington. And just like every piece in this building, it is incredible and you can't miss it. Look at how this showcases the building in this space.
The Modern Art Museum, just by nature of the artists we collect and the artwork that we show, is popular with a vast, diverse audience because our artists are alive. They're living, they're doing work, they're participating in society, they're commenting on society. So our artists are the biggest draw here, and our community loves them, and I think that's how we stay so popular.
I think one way that we raise the bar here at the Modern in terms of exhibitions is to continue to show the most cutting-edge artists who are important globally. That we want the experience here to be multicultural, multi-generational, diverse, multinational. What's exciting to me is that idea of inclusion. Our job's here at the Modern to make things exciting for visitors and to make sure that Fort Worth is on par with any other city in the world, any other big city in the world in terms of showing what artists are doing right now.
Looking for the best things to do in town? Then tune into Fort Worth Today TV Saturdays at 5 p.m. on CBS 11 and KTXA 21. Scan the QR code to subscribe or go to fortworthtodaytv.com.
Getting a degree at Tarleton State University doesn't mean going it alone. Your family from the moment you arrive, with faculty and staff dedicated to your success and personal growth. Explore more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degree options in Stephenville, Fort Worth, Waco, Midlothian, Rellis Bryan, and online. Scholarships are available. Discover what it means to be a Texan. Visit tarleton.edu/become a Texan.
Welcome to Fort Worth Today TV, Tarrant County's lifestyle resource. We're bringing the funk to Funky Town. From cool technology and lifestyle segments to inside the arts and in the kitchen. We go into some of city's favorite restaurants on and off the beaten path before taking time to explore the vibrant and happening nightlife throughout our city. Watch every Saturday at 5 p.m. on KTVT CBS 11 and KTXA 21. Scan the QR to check out all the cool content at FortWorthTodayTV.com.
We're here today at the world-famous Fred's Texas Cafe in Fort Worth, Texas with my buddy Quincy to talk about the famous Fred's hamburgers.
Not today, Trey. We're going to talk about our outlaw chicken fried steak today.
I didn't know that. Now you're going to surprise me.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right. What we start out with is a piece of chuck.
Okay.
Then we have it pinned 6 times for fork tenderness. I want that chicken fried steak to hit the plate and fork tender every time.
They just cut it with a fork.
Cut it with a fork. No need a knife. In the flour, I put 1/4 cup of pepper, 2 cups of flour here, 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of salt. And we mix this up real good. So what we do here is we first go dry.
Okay.
And then in the first round of dry, we just put a little bit on there. I like to knuckle it just a bit.
So you knuckle to make sure it gets in all the crevices?
Just to make sure we get some flour all the way in there. Then to our wet, which is our secret sourdough.
And that's with the sour. See the secret sourdough.
This is sourdough with flour in it.
Gotcha.
So we thicken it up. And then back to the flour.
So you double bread it.
Double bread it. And then here, I like to put it a little more muscle into it to spread it out just a little bit. Next thing is drop it in the grease.
Don't drop it, lay it, please, Quincy.
Always lay it away from you.
That's right, lay it
away from you.
Slightly with a little bit of love.
So we're gonna put this outlaw together, turn this chicken fried steak into an outlaw chicken fried steak. First, we have to steam a poblano pepper. So the second part of this, take a little bit cream gravy. Next, poblano pepper right on top here. Then we take some pico, and then we take
homemade guacamole from Fred's.
Yes.
Look at that bad boy right there, y'all. Look at that bad boy. Look at that, Quincy. What do you think? Let's go eat.
Delicious. Let's go eat.
Quincy, this is what I call a Fred's spread. Will you please tell me about it?
Trey, what we have here is our famous patty melt. What that is that's Texas toast. We put a little bit of American cheese on it.
Awesome.
And then on the plate with it is our hand-cut fries, made fresh every day. Second thing here is another big seller that not everybody knows about, our nachos. Big old pile of nachos.
That's a Texas pile size of nachos, what that is.
We make our own chips, then taco meat, mixed cheese, pico de gallo, and guacamole, and then we serve it with some salsa and jalapenos that are fresh made daily. The next thing is our queso burger. Tortilla chips, guacamole, queso, mixed cheese, creme fraiche, onion ring, and then we serve this one with our sweet potato fries.
How do you eat that?
With a fork and knife or a big mouth.
A big mouth.
And then we're gonna move over here to our fried pickles.
I've been waiting for this because I've been sitting here this whole time smelling these pickles, and I know how good these pickles are.
And we serve that with ranch and then our sriracha ranch because everything's better with sriracha.
Sure. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this right now.
Try it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it right now. Oh, that's deliciousness.
And then next is the outlaw chicken fried steak.
It's a trip to Deliciousville. The gravy, the slight crunch. I mean, it's just a fantastic chicken fried steak.
Thank you.
Quincy, even though you tricked me today, brought me here with chicken fried steak, and I thought I was coming for a burger, I really appreciate you having me, and you know I'll be back.
Thank you, Trey.
Yes, sir. For In the Kitchen, I'm Trey Chapman. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, author and publisher of TreysChowdown.com. I have 5 decades of food experience, and I love sharing my findings with you at TreysChowdown.com. I'm passionate about locating the very best food, drink, and chef experiences in the DFW area. I believe food is an exploration of the palate. Try something new, you just might like it. Let's hook up and be friends at Trey'sChowdown.com, any social media platform, or just Google me.
Looking for the best things to do and places to go? Then look no farther than Fort Worth Today TV, Tarrant County's lifestyle resource, bringing the funk to Funkytown. Saturdays at 5 p.m. on CBS 11 and KTXA 21. From cool technology and lifestyle segments to inside the arts and in the kitchen. We go into some of the city's favorite restaurants on and off the beaten path before taking time to explore the vibrant and happening nightlife throughout our city. Scan the QR to see the cool content at FortWorthTodayTV.com.
At Tarleton State University, we work to make students successful, both at our flagship campus in Stephenville and across the state, including our 80-acre campus along the Chisholm Trail Parkway in Southwest Fort Worth. We offer affordable, high-quality degree options that meet the region's most pressing needs, spur innovation, and improve quality of life. And a new 100,000 square foot interprofessional education building, set to open in 2024, will expand offerings in healthcare and teacher education. We're committed to Fort Worth, to making our world a better place. Discover what it means to be a Tarleton Texan. Visit tarleton.edu/become a Texan.
Blazing a trail from the heart of Fort Worth beats a radio station as unique and original as the city itself. The sound of Texas, 95.9 The Ranch. Our kind of music, our kind of people, our kind of city. From Fort Worth, for Fort Worth. Listen anywhere in the world on the 95.9 Ranch app, online smart devices or computers, and on 95.9 FM. The sound of Texas.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind experience with world-class ambiance? A backdrop that includes props and sets from Yellowstone's 1883 and one of the largest branding iron collections in the West. Look no further than the Brand Room, located in the heart of the historic Stockyards at 212 West Exchange. This popular family-owned restaurant creates a dining experience with a movie-set atmosphere that's beyond comparison. The simple pasture-to-plate menu offers mouth-watering farm-raised, grass-fed prime Angus ribeyes, tenderloins, chicken fried steak, a chef's choice, with an offering of desserts sweeter than Texas. Come on down and have dinner with us tonight. Open for lunch or for reservations Thursday through Saturday, 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Scan the QR code or contact the Brand Room at 817-706-9628 or email reservationsbrandroom@gmail.com. Like something straight out of an old 1960s Hollywood movie set. SCAT Jazz Lounge is located in the basement of the historic Woolworth Building in downtown Fort Worth, in a hideaway that for years has long been the city's go-to spot for live jazz music and a phenomenal cocktail menu in the heart of Sundance Square. Voted one of the top 100 jazz clubs in the world by Downbeat magazine. This joint isn't like other bars and hangouts around town, making the lounge a perfect first date stop for music lovers. On After Dark, we like to find things off the beaten path. What's the secret to finding SCAT?
It might be being in the know a little bit, but we definitely get write-ups here and there, and we also have a website. But I really think it is funny how long we've been doing this, and people say, I didn't know you guys were here, or someone told me about this place and I didn't know where it was, and now I know. So being here that long and still having people surprised, and the look of awe when they kind of come down the alley, or when you walk up and they're taking photographs in front of our sign. People kind of like that experience when they come in. It kind of takes them back to a jazz club that maybe exists in their head, but maybe really doesn't. We wanted to make a place that when you go there, it's like, oh wow, this is the kind of thing I kind of dreamed of, like in the movies, that really doesn't exist anywhere for the most part. I mean, very few.
Why is the SCAT Lounge so important to, just like such a staple to Fort Worth?
Well, I think because we're different. We are definitely a special thing, like you're coming in to listen, coming in for a date, coming in for a great cocktail.
You've got to have some signature cocktails, right?
Our signature, to be honest, is we have like an old school menu. We tried to go back kind of before old school cocktails were cool. Yeah. Like now, you get them everywhere. So Old Fashioned, Sazerac, Negroni.
That sounds good. Can we go have a drink?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Hey, what can I get for you?
What'll it be, little lady?
How are the martinis?
Spot on. Old Fashioned for me.
Chocolate martini.
Sounds good.
All right. Ooh, that looks good. You can't go wrong with chocolate, right? Well, this looks delicious. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having us. Well, this drink is delicious, but what would you say your signature drink is here?
You're looking at it, the Old Fashioned.
Yeah?
Yeah, people come from miles around for this thing, and I'm an Old Fashioned guy. I like Old Fashioned drinks.
And I do want to try a drink with the fire.
That's right.
So when you come to the SCAT Lounge, make sure you ask Austin to make you an Old Fashioned. One of the coolest things about the SCAT Lounge is it really is off the beaten path. It's hard to find, but once you find it, you'll be glad you did. For After Dark, I'm Erin Wilde.
If we fly over because like, well, we probably could.
Yeah, so how about if I could say, in the event that there's a large crowd, such as Texas Motor Speedway?
What makes the Modern a world-class destination? What makes the Modern world-class? I'm really talking about that it's a part of our landscape, right? It's the cultural district. It's where the culture and cowboys collide, right? And that starts right here. Well, we're putting that on. That's
Can
on.
I say that it's a landmark?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, agreed.
You can also say that people have grown up with this institution.
Action!
So we're going to drop this chicken fried steak into grease.
Next thing is drop it into grease.
Don't drop it late, please, Quincy.
I think we're going to pick it up like that.
Can't pour, so I'm not moving washing my hands yet.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fred's Cafe, nacho pickup.
I've got a good. I got 3 cameras on it. Okay. All right. So tell me what's in those nachos. Okay.
Hurt.
Action.
We're in the kitchen. I'm Trey Chapman. Thanks for watching. Well, I think that one sounded right. Yeah.
Smiling. Take your hands out of your pockets, please. Okay. So, ping pong. You know, your world's right here, and you're talking back to her. So it's probably 50-50.
Okay.
Your drink specials and all that. And you kind of tell us about those. Okay.
It'd be strong after, like people still coming out.
Right.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to think forward. You know, really, a big part of what we're about is shining the spotlight on Fort Worth. And you guys do that. We're gonna come out. You've never been excited to see 2 more people in your living life. You're smiling. You're excited. You're bubbling with joy.
One of the coolest things about the SCAT Lounge is it really is off the beaten path. Once you find it, you'll be glad you did.
Oh, I liked mine so much.
The preceding was a sponsored program sponsored by Tarrant State University. Discover what it means to be a Texan. The Ranch Radio, the sound of Texas. Fort Worth Today TV is a production of CQ Digital Media.